Okay, let's see. So, you guys have to do B and C. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to that just now. Okay. Will you just remind me? Okay, right, let's quickly mark. At B, it was given an eighth, a quarter, a half, one, etc. Nee? Nou sê hulle vir jou by 1.1 skryf die vyfde term in die ry neer. But before I can write down the fifth term, I'm going to slightly change this. Before I could write down the fifth term, I had to find out what would R be. So to get the ratio, dan gaan ek sê term 2 op term 1. Met ander woorde, 'n kwart op 'n agste en dit gee vir my 2. If you use term 3 over term 2, you should also get 2. Of as jy kyk term 4 op term 3, hy gaan altyd vir jou gee 2. Hy's veronderstel, né? Anders is daar foute ergens. Okay, so now term 5, this was altyd die A waarde and it starts with an 8 times the ratio of 2 to the power of n minus 1 met 5 minus 1. Nee, en dit sal jy sien gee dan vir jou 2. Het jy hom so? Goed. Okay, then at 1.2 sê hulle vir jou bepaal die formule vir die ende term. Actually we had to get that before we could have gotten term 5. So daar sal jy sien ek stel net weer vir jou in. A is the 8th. And then the R value was 2 to the power of n minus 1. No. Kyk gou vir my mooi. If you stopped here, you get full marks. Nee? Dit is mos al wat jy hoef te gegee het. But if some of you maybe went further and said, an 8th is the same as 2 to the power of minus 3. Nee? En dan, sien jy basis is dieselfde. So dan kon ek gaan sê 2 tot die mag n minus 1 plus minus 3. Maar dan raak ons nog steeds net weer minus 3. And that simplified would give you 2 to the power of n minus 4. But stop there. Yeah. Okay, bring gou vir my. Let's kyk. Jy kan net jou sagrekenaar gesien. Okay, wys gou my hoe jy hom getik. No, that's the thing. Okay, press the fraction button and then go to the top one. Press the fraction button again. So now you fill in 1/4. And then go to the bottom, fraction button again. And then, is you back?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, sê gou vir my, Morgan is waar? Hockey. Hockey of atletiek? Ek wil nou net sê. Maar Morgan, okay, so ek gaan sê atletiek. En dan Nicole. Huh? Okay, so afwesig. Okay, good. Dankie julle. Julle is lekker vinnig. Goed, kan ek maar skep? Okay, nou. By 1.3 vra hulle my bepaal die waarde van die 7de term. So all I did here is I substituted in that 7. Nee, instead of n. En dan moes jy vir my gekry het 8. Then 1.4. Hoeveel terme is daar in die ry? Now you would see that they give me a few options and then at the end they say ... and then a number and nothing after that. Meaning that was the last term in the sequence. Het julle hom almal so? Verstaan julle hoe hy so geskryf word, né? So I take that number, which in this case was 128, and I make that equal to my term n. Want as ek nou het ek n as 'n onbekende, so I can basically go work out the number of the term that is equal to 128. Nee. Okay? So hoe gaan ek nou van hier af te werk gaan? I'm going to take that 1/8 over, so I'm going to say 128 divided by an 8, en dit gee my 1027. Now, on the right hand side, I've got a base of 2. So links wil ek ook hê 2 tot die mag iets. Nou, julle weet mos hoe om dit te kry, né? Nee? Kan julle nie onthou nie? Okay, goed. Basically, when we work with exponents, we want our bases to always be in prime numbers, né? Nee? Goed, so as jy dit vergeet het, skryf gou daar vir jou neer. Haal jou sakrekenaar ook uit, né? Nee? Dis sy. Tik in die nommer, oopsie. Press the number, in this case 1024, the number, and then equal. Dan gee hy weer vir jou 1024, né? And right after that, you press shift, and then fact. Fact is over here, by my sakrekenaar. Jou nou mag dalk klimpie, dit hang af van die maak van hom, né? But it's over there in yellow, right above that button. So if I press shift fact, it gives me 2 to the power of 10. Is julle reg? Maar die catch hier so is, dit moet altyd priem, jou basis moet 'n priem getal wees, né? Want hy gaan hom vir jou altyd in terme van priem getalle gee. Okay, so that's how I knew it would be 2 to the power of 10 is equal to 2 to the power of n minus 1. En nou, omdat my basis dieselfde is, now I can only go look at my exponent. So I say that n minus 1, make it equal to 10. En as ek dit oorvat, beteken dit n is 11. So that means term 11 will be equal to 128. Okay. Jy kan dit ook hier skryf as jy wil. So therefore, want ek het nou gesien met die matriekvraestelle se merk. Partykeer is hulle nogals vol strooi. Jy moet hom maar skryf. So sê eerder vir veiligheid, term 11 is equal to 128. Okay. Any questions up until there? Goed, dan doen ons gou dieselfde vir C. So at C, they asked me to get the 5th term. Now, first get the ratio. Ratio will be term 2 over term 1. Of jy kon nou 3 oor 2 of 4 oor 3, same thing. Okay, so I took minus 6 over 8, and that gave me, ek nou hier, minus 6 over 2, ek wil nou net sê, hierdie som klop aan die nou nie, sorry, ek het verkeerd geskryf. Minus 6 over 2, en dit gee vir my minus 3. So my constant ratio is minus 3. Nee. Okay, so to get term 5, I said the A value, the first one, was mos gewees 2. My ratio is minus 3, and then to the power of n minus 1, but instead of n, I'm going to say 5 minus 1. En dit gee dan vir my 162. Ja. By 1.1. Nee, kyk, omdat jy tot daar nog niks formule, niks het nie, nee, gaan hulle moet vir jou punt gee vir die R, en dan gee hulle vir jou punt vir die 5de term. As jy daai niks, maar sien, jy het nou nie gewys hoe jy daarby uitkom nie. Ja. Kyk, jy kon net gesê, R is gelyk aan minus 3, en dan term 5 is gelyk aan 162. Die geneek is, as jy reg is, wat jy mos nou was, as hy 2 punte tel, sou hulle vir die 2 punte gegee het. Maar sê nou maar, jy het gesê 161, met ander die antwoord is verkeerd. Dan was daar niks waar hulle nog vir jou punt kon gaan krap nie. But if you wrote, R is equal to minus 3, and then term 5 is 161, dan sou jy punt gekry vir jou R, maar nie vir die 161. So dan kon jy 1 uit die 2 gekry het. Okay. Okay, kan ek skip? Okay, 1.2, they're saying determine the formula for the nth term. Dit het ons nou eintlik al gedoen. The A value was 2, R value minus 3, and then to the power of n minus 1. So is net lekker instel, né? Dan, by 1.3 vra hulle vir die 7de term. So, instead of n, I'm just going to substitute in the 7. Any questions there? En dan by 1.4 sê hulle vir my, watter term, of hoeveel terme is daar in die ry? So, I take that very last number and make it equal to my term n. Okay, nou wil ek ontslaa raak van daai 2. So if I take it over, it's going to become divided by 2. So that's how I got the 6,561. Dan wil ek nou hierdie ook hê in an exponential form, but it must be a prime number because I'm aiming towards that 3. No, kyk gou-gou. If you were to use 6561 equal shift fact, it just gives you 6 to the power of 8. No, because my right-hand side had a base of minus 3. Nou wil ek eintlik ook die linkerkant hê minus 3. So what you got to do is, if I put this into my calculator, maar dis belangrik dat jy die hakkies gebruik. Minus 3 to the power of 8. Your answer will still be 6561. No, because the exponent was an even number. So the negatives are still going to end up to be a positive answer. Is julle reg met dit? Okay. So oppas net daarvoor want hulle gaan 10 10 en by so som sal hulle daar punt gee omdat dit soos 'n vangplekkie was. Nee. Okay? So nou dat ek my basis dieselfde het, then I can go look at my my exponents and say that's n minus 1, make it equal to the 8, which means that n will be 9. Is daar van julle wat dalk daar gekry het? N is equal to minus 9. Het jy? Okay. Now, remember, when it does say, yes, n must be a positive number and it must be a whole number. No. So, as soon as you get your n value to be a negative or a decimal or a fraction, dan weet jy, ergens het ek 'n fout gemaak. Go back and double check. Okay. And that's probably because of this base of minus 3. So, is die res van julle almal okay? Okay. Now, just like we did with arithmetic sequences, remember we did the basics like we did now, and then we had one where we've got unknowns in our sequence. No. So kom ons doen gou dit. What did we do when we had unknowns? Maar watse metode het ons gebruik om my x te gaan uitwerk? Blaai gou terug. What did we do? Simultaneous, nee. Ja, ons het hom gelyktydig gaan oplos. Okay, so kom ons gaan kyk gou dan daar. And this is actually example 2, excuse, in jou handboek. So skryf net daar. Example 2. So hulle sê vir my, x minus 6, 2x minus 6, 5x plus 3 is die eerste 3 terme van 'n meetkundige ry. So they're telling me that it's a geometric sequence. So automatically I know that I can use ratio. No? Okay. Now number 1, they say solve x. Now what do we know about ratio? The ratio must be the same throughout. So I am basically going to take term 2 over term 1 because that's going to give me ratio. And I'm going to make it equal to term 3 over term 2. Want dit moet mos my dieselfde ding gee. They're all supposed to give me the ratio. No. Okay, so let's go substitute in. Term 2 was 2x minus 6 over term 1 is x minus 6. Equal to term 3 is 5x plus 3 and term 2 2x minus 6. No. Okay, no. How do I go about here? What do I do? Ek moet nou vir x gaan oplos. Wat gaan ek doen? Ja, wat sê jy Marto? Yeah, we can only cancel out when it's multiplication, eh? Common factor, no. Kyk gou, ons gaan oor kruis gaan maak. Nee, cross multiply. I'm going to take this 2x, kyk gou, ek gaan hom so, multiply that one with this one, and multiply this one with that, so that we get rid of the fractions. Nee, is dit wat jy bedoel met, don't you mean common denominator? Okay, jy het nog sê common factor. Ja. Sê weer? Kyk, eintlik wat ons doen is, sy het nou gesê, ons wil hê 'n gemeene noemer, nee? So, basically we're going to make x minus 6 and 2x minus 6 the common denominator. Maar nou in daai proses is dit dieselfde as wanneer jy hulle net sou gaan oor kruismaal. It's going to add up to the same thing. Okay. Because once the denominators are all the same, we can basically just look at the top. En dis wat ons nou gaan gebruik sommer van die begin af. Okay. Maak dit vir julle sin of nie? Huh? Okay. Good. So, if I cross multiply, instead of writing 2x minus 6 times 2x minus 6, gaan ek nou sommer so sê, wait, 2x minus 6 squared. Is julle by? Because that was this one multiplied with that one. Het julle reg? Okay, nou gaan ek die ander tweekies met mekaar gaan maal. Dit gaan wees x minus 6 multiplied with 5x plus 3. Okay, so kom ons gaan maal nou in. We now have to simplify. On this side, if I multiply it out, it's going to give me 4x squared minus 24x plus 36 equal to 5x kwadraat plus 3 minus 30, so minus 27x minus 8. You guys fine with that? Okay, let's simplify that equation and also take everything to the left so that we have it equal to 0, nee? Okay, so as ek dit gaan doen, gaan ek kry x kwadraat minus 3x minus 54 is gelyk aan 0. Right? Okay, now what we've got on the left hand side here is a trinomial en dit wil ek gaan factoriseer. Onthou julle nog hoe om dit te doen? Okay, so hy gaan dan nou raak x plus 6 x minus 9, snelik geskryf, sorry. Okay, so meaning x will be 6 or x will be 9. Stem julle saam? Okay, now, excuse.
For an interruption, Amir Apollos, can you please come to the office? Amir Apollos, 10E1 to the office, please.
Okay, so x is minus 6 of 9. Okay, now at question 2, they're asking, if x is minus 6, onthou julle wat ek nou eendag vir julle gesê het, hoe stel hulle die vraag, nee? Here's the confirmation that the answer that we just got is correct, nee? If x is minus 6, give the first 3 terms in the row and the nth term in the form Tn is equal to. Okay, so kom ons doen gou dit. Kan ek maar hier skip, nee? Okay, so as hy minus 6 is, dan gaan, ons het mos al klaar, dan gaan het wees minus 6, met ander woorde, die eerste term is minus 12. I'm substituting in now. Moet ek het eerder so skryf vir julle, dat julle kan sien. Ek sien die oog is lekker nie. Okay, so it was x minus 6. So now it becomes minus 6, met ander woorde, minus 12. Nee. Okay, the next term was 2x minus 6. So nou gaan ek gaan instel 2 maal minus 6. So my volgende term is dan minus 18. And the third term was 5x plus 3. So nou gaan stel ek in 5 maal minus 6 plus 3. Met ander woorde, hy is minus 27. Minus 30 plus 3. Is julle reg daar? Okay, and then the last question there says, if x is 9, wat gaan dit dan wees? Ekskuus, ons moet gou hier vir term n gee, né? So then term n will be, my a value is minus 12. Wat is my r waarde? Wat is my r waarde? Now I've got to take, remember to get r, I'm going to take term 2 over term 1, meaning minus 18 over minus 12, en hoeveel gee dit vir my? 3 op 2. En minus 1. Excuse, hy sny daar af. Is julle almal alright? Okay, nou gaan kyk ons gou, wat as hy 9 is? If x is 9, then I'm going to have 9 minus 6, wat vir my gee 3. Dan gaan ek hê 2 maal minus 9, minus 6, ek stel nou in, né? En dan gaan jy 12. En 5 maal 9 plus 3, which will give me 48. Okay, so I know that I'm going to have term n is equal to, the a value is 3, nou soek ons gou weer vir r. Ja, en hoe het ons nou weer vir r gekry? Jy het gesê term 2 op term 1, right, which was 12 over 3, en dit geef my 4, ja. Nee. Net 9, dankie. Thank you. Ek kan nie vir jou nee sê nie. Dit is die moeiliker vraag. Ek weet, sodra hulle daai onbekende sien, as dit kom by rye en reekse, dan val die tort totally af. Wat dat niemand sien as jy huil nie. Okay, kan ek maar gou huiswerk gee, né? Is daar iemand wat nog hier skryf? Okay, dis fyn. I'm going to give you guys 2 B and C. 2 B en C, nog steeds by oefening 3. Is jy klaar geskryf? En mag enigiemand anders wat nog hier skryf? Okay, so huiswerk. Nog steeds oefening 3. Op bladsy 9. Maar nou is dit net 2 B en C. Okay.